Good morning. Welcome to Washington Live, powered by KCTC. I'm your guest host, Diana Rich, filling in for Jaron Rosine. They let him take vacation, and Jaron's a former or a fellow 2003 Washington graduate with me, so we go way back, and I'm throwing in a favor for him to join him to fill in for him here in the studio. So today I'm joined in the studio by our producer, Nick Steffens.
Hello, I'm also joined by Bailey from the Cedar Rapids office.
Yeah, super excited to be here.
What's your job title?
I am the social video producer. So I produce video content and then I manage its presentation. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Awesome.
Sounds fancier than mine. I'm just video producer.
Welcome. Glad to have you with us. Our publisher is Matt Bryant, and later our guest will be Erin Drahota, the CEO from the United Presbyterian Home. All right, we'll jump right into the police report. We had 10 animal complaints, 9 traffic complaints, 6 warrant, 4 welfare checks, 4 complaints for vandalism, 3 for assault, 3 sex offender checks, 2 fire calls, 2 for drugs and narcotics, 1 alarm, 1 burglary, 1 suspicious activity, and the list goes on. Total, there was 56 on the police report. How does that compare to other days, Nick?
I think when we started, it was like pretty bad. It was like 70 some calls, and then once we started, it got down to like 40. So I think I want to say shaming, but us bringing to light the activities of the people in the community, I think they've been on their best behavior.
Okay. So
it's been like in the 40s, but so 56 is getting back up there.
Okay. And does it vary by like if you're coming off the weekend or midweek?
The Saturday nights are definitely the craziest. Okay. Full moons. Ooh. That's true.
Okay.
Crazy day out here in Washington, Iowa.
Hey.
Yep. Just never know. Well, here are the highlights from the police report. Somebody reported a male subject with no shirt on, wearing a white hat, who is belligerent and very unsteady in Central Park. 111 checked the area and was unable to locate them.
Well, hopefully you got home safe.
Hopefully, yep. Then caller reports a subject was hit by a car. They are awake and breathing. 107 arrived on scene and advised the vehicle did not hit the subject. The subject had fallen into the car. First responders arrived, and the subject was transported to the Washington County Hospital. So,
I mean, when I was in college, there's a few times where I was like, I could get my tuition paid for if I just, right into this car on the sidewalk. But
yeah.
Maybe that was what it was.
Well, hopefully,
I didn't say anything, but it could have been insurance.
Well, hopefully they were okay. So, a couple from Iowa City that were flagged. Burst of a telepathic energy telling him something is happening at that address. So, not sure what happened there.
Is it Sean Spencer from Psych?
From Psych. Did they say anything? Maybe there was a crime happening, and he could have been right.
Yeah, never know. Next, very drunk male trying to fight everybody. So.
We've all been there.
Were you in Iowa City recently?
No, but I've been in that situation. I'm like, I could take on the world right now in Iowa City. It was a rough.
And then lastly, caller left stove on with food in it. Caller not at home. So.
Have you ever done that?
I don't think so.
I've done it with a coffee pot, and then I rushed home, and it turns out that coffee pots turn off after a while.
Yeah.
So there was no problem. But I did have a bit of a scare.
Let's be honest, I try not to cook, so I try not to turn on my stove, and then everything's safe.
Problem solved.
Yeah, there we go. All right, Nick, why don't you tell us about the Almanac Best Days?
So it's a good day to breed livestock and also a good day to slaughter livestock, apparently. So it's a nice circle of life day, apparently.
Nice, all right.
So, who's our guest coming up?
Yeah, so later our guest will be Erin Drahota, CEO at the United Presbyterian Home. So we're going to learn more about the United Presbyterian Home and their upcoming 75th anniversary.
Awesome. We're going to take a commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll have Erin on.
All right, sounds good.
At Ace, we're eager to assist you with all your shopping needs. Whether that be finally painting that room, getting ready for the next hunting season, or upgrading your bathroom. Whatever it may be, we'll make sure you get what you need.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
When you aspire to be a dancer, you are both an artist and an athlete. Your strength combines with beauty and grace seamlessly. Your efforts result in enhanced coordination, the ability to cooperate and compromise with others, and the confidence to perform in front of an audience. Not to mention the fun you will have and the lifelong friendships you will develop. We are enrolling now for fall classes, and we would love to see you shine like the star that you are. Join us for Dance and Tumbling at Stairway to the Stars. Please visit our website for online registration.
Hey, Emmy, why did the orange lose the race?
Why?
It ran out of juice. That's terrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Washington Live. I'm now joined with our guest, Erin Drahota, CEO from the United Presbyterian Home in Washington. Erin and I go way back. I think maybe played basketball back in the day, a long time ago.
A few years ago.
So, then worked together at the UP Home, and I'm excited to have Erin here with us today to chat about the UP Home. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So you know all this, but I'm still going to tell you. Erin Drahota, I was born and raised in Washington, so lived here all my life. Graduated from the high school in 2001, and then went to Wartburg College, also where Diana went to school. So we're kind of following each other, or maybe you're following me, I don't know. So I graduated from Wartburg with my business administration, concentration in marketing degree. Lived in Waterloo for a few years, and then had the opportunity to come back to Washington. I had worked at the UP Home when I was in high school because I just lived down the street from it, and so it was kind of a natural place for me to walk when I was 15 and couldn't drive to a job. So I had the opportunity to come back and work at the UP Home and took advantage of it and come back to my hometown. So
Awesome. So how long have you been at the UP Home now?
I've been at the UP Home since 2008 and in the CEO role since, I think, 2018, so coming on 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. Tell me a little bit about the UP Home, and I mean, wow, a lot has changed over even just those years that you've been there.
Yeah, and like Diana said, she worked with us at the UP Home for 7
or 8 years. I forget.
A long time.
Yep.
So as our marketing director, so that was cool. Did a lot of cool things while you were there. But really, the home opened in 1947. If you can't do the math of 2022 minus 75, 1947 is when we opened. And it started, if you drive by the UP Home, I feel weird telling you this because I know you know all this, but we're still going to talk about it. If you drive by the UP Home on the 4 lanes, there's a brick house that's the original structure on the campus, and the Iowa and Illinois synods of the Presbyterian Church came together. They wanted to start a home and found that building, and because it's all made out of poured concrete and brick, they thought it would be a good building to use. And it's, it was built in 1909, so it's over 100 years old, which is kind of cool. Lots of original features, which we love. We still use the fireplace in the winter, all that cool stuff. So we started from just the house and the carriage house on our campus, and almost immediately they started innovating and doing some really neat things. They renovated the carriage house into their first dorms, because originally the first residents, there were 2 employees, the matron who kind of took care of everybody, the 7 residents who lived in the house, and then their superintendent who, their main job, which I just learned this the other day, the superintendent basically traveled around the country and raised funds for the home. Oh, wow. Yeah, so they went from the original 7 to a dorm in the carriage house, then they started building residence halls. One thing I always think is kind of cool is that originally the residence halls were dorm style, which I don't even know if dorms are like that anymore either. Like I see TikToks and people have dorms that are like nicer than my.
Mine looks like a prison style.
Exactly. Yeah.
The girls on TikTok, they make it look.
Yeah. They have like private bathrooms, and
I know. I'm like, you didn't have to carry a tote awkwardly down the hall that said like I'm going to shower, and the water was dripping out of the tote, and you're done.
I did 4 years. That's still a thing. Don't worry.
So our residents, same thing, shared a bathroom in the hallway, which would never fly now. Which I don't blame them. I wouldn't do it now either. So, And they started building cottages in 1949. Something that's pretty unique about our campus is you'll see retirement communities now that have cottages like that or freestanding single-family homes. But ours have been in existence essentially since the UP Home started. So pretty cool model. You can tell from the core of our campus, the cottages that were originally built in the 1950s-ish. The original ones are not there anymore. And then kind of as campus spreads out, you get into the different decades. The edges of campus are the newest cottages. So just kind of a neat concept. So yeah, it's just crazy because of the 75th anniversary coming up. We've been doing a lot of work with the history and talking to Dick Colby was our superintendent from 1965 to 1992. And he still lives on our campus. So he's in his early 90s, and he's so cool to talk to. So been learning some things from him. Mike Moore, of course, started at the home in 76, I believe, and worked till 2017. So even just them are like living, breathing history of the UP home. Yeah. Employees that have been there for 40 years. We have a handful that hit their 40-year anniversary this year.
That's wild.
So yeah, it's crazy to think about how much has changed through the years. Some of that's forced by regulations and rules and, fun things like Medicare, but we won't talk about that. But the concept's the same. It's a family, and it always sounds hokey, and I know I'm biased because I'm the CEO, and I love it there, but it really is a family, and we all kind of watch out for each other, and it's just a sense of community. So
yeah, for sure. That's really awesome that you can talk to Dick Colby and Mike Moore still about the history and just kind of soak that up because that's really unique. But yeah, one of my favorite things about the UP home and what I tell people is, you drive by the 4 lanes and you see it and you just, you see brick buildings, but really behind that campus, the 35 acres where all those cottages are and your wellness center and your daycare and all those things that you guys offer to the community and your residents. I think that sets you guys apart.
Amy Cleese is watching, I think, and she gave me a list of things I'm supposed to talk about, and you just kind of hit a couple of them. Sorry, Amy. But it is true. Like Dinah said, we have 73 cottages, which some people don't realize when you drive back south of our front buildings. 35 acres of land back there is the UP homes. So yeah, tons of cool programming. We have a really awesome art class. One of our residents teaches an art class, Nancy Albert, and she started the beginners art class also. We just had an art show last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and then the UP Home residents art is going to be featured at the library in September. Awesome. So some really amazing artists. We have one woman, Jan, who's only been doing art for a year, and she's phenomenal. So just it's cool to see the people who knew they had talent, but also people who are just starting and learning that too. We have a gentleman who joined the beginner's art class, and he said it's the best 2 hours of his week. He's like, I just paint. I don't think about anything else. And he's turned out to be a pretty cool artist too.
That's awesome. Very cool. So tell me about some of your upcoming events for your 75th anniversary.
Yeah. So I mentioned that we've been talking about history a lot. One thing we're doing back in, I don't know if it was the end of 2020, it must have been, we worked with Storyline Media out of Kelowna. John Choate and his wife run Storyline Media, and did some promotional videos promoting vaccines because of how it affected our residents and our operations. So that was a really cool process. And so I know when you were at the UP home, we had talked about what we would do for the 75th. We talked about doing a book. Mr. Colby has written up history before. But because of that relationship with John and working with him, we thought it'd be fun to do a video, a 75th anniversary video. Yeah. So we've got all of our interviews have been done. So we interviewed Mr. Colby, Mike Moore. We interviewed Bill Stewart and Esther Bordwell. Esther's parents actually owned the house right prior to the UP home buying it. So she had just gotten married, I think, like that summer. So she'd never lived in the house, but she has memories of her family living there. And then we interviewed Brad and Pat Goff because they've had both their parents live there. So just kind of outlining not only the history of the home, but kind of that family connections. There's tons and tons of family connections on campus. So John's helping us edit all that. We'll throw in lots of pictures and things about the history. So we'll release that around the same time that we're doing our Alive After 5 in partnership with the Chamber. That's on September 13th. From 4 to 5, we'll do tours of, I think we have 5 cottages lined up. So we'll do tours of cottages, tours of the wellness center, and then from 5 to 7, down at our pavilion, which is on the south end of our campus, Aces and Eights will be there. And so they're going to play some music for us. We're going to have food and just kind of welcome the community and thank them for our partnership and just celebrate being around for 75 years.
Yeah, that sounds like an awesome celebration.
Yes.
I'm waiting for my personal invitation
Yes,
in the mail.
I'll make
but
sure you get it.
If I don't get it, I'll put it in my phone later.
Okay,
just to make
sounds
sure
good.
I don't miss that. So, yeah, that sounds awesome. And to be able to capture those interviews with those people, like what a great thing to have.
Really cool.
Forever. So
especially Mr. Colby, his memory is insane.
Yeah.
The things that he remembers. So, and something else, I could talk about the UP home for probably hours if you let me. But Mr. Colby, when he was a superintendent, it was more of a hospitality position. So his background was all in hotels.
Okay.
And that's in our first matron too. Same thing. So they came running it kind of like a hotel. And of course, it's to an extent, it's all changed, but it's still kind of our goal is to make people feel at home, and so it's interesting.
Yeah, very good. Speaking of hotel, do you guys still have guest rooms there at the UP home?
We do.
Okay.
Yep. So the original building where our original residents would have lived, and we use those bedrooms as guest rooms. So they fill up pretty quickly. Your office was originally up there.
It was. Yes, it was. Oh, yeah.
That was exciting.
Yep, it was. So very good. All right. Well. Should we keep going, or you want to head to a commercial?
Yeah, we can head to commercial, and then we'll finish up the interview with Erin after the break.
All right, sounds good.
Since 1905, Kelowna Cooperative Technology Company has helped our community stay connected with the latest advancements in clear, dependable telecommunications services. KCTC provides rural Iowans with access to high-speed fiber internet, as well as phone, television, computer repair, and cybersecurity solutions. We're also proud supporters of local organizations and area schools within the community. KCTC, keeping Kelowna connected.
For many, farmland holds more than financial value. It holds emotional value. Whether your farm has been in your family for generations or it's an investment, we recognize the importance of your relationship with your land. At Hertz Farm Management, we have been serving landowners in Iowa for over 75 years. At Hertz, we bring a personal and knowledgeable approach to helping customers manage, buy, sell, or appraise farms. We invite you to visit our Washington office and partner with someone you can trust.
All right, welcome back to Washington Live. I'm here with CEO Erin Drahota from the UP Home, and we've just been talking about the UP Home history and their 75th anniversary that they're celebrating here on September 13th, which I can't believe tomorrow is September. That sounds so far away, but it's tomorrow. So anyways, Erin, what else do you want to tell us about the UP Home?
Yeah, we covered a lot, but one thing I was just going to mention, one of the places we're giving tours of on the 13th from 4 to 5 is our wellness center, and just for people in the community who aren't familiar with it, we opened it in 2000, I believe, at the end of 17. We opened it, and we've had a wellness program in place since 1999. A really cool wellness program that a huge chunk of our residents participate in. Sometimes I think it's more social, but whatever works. Because then afterwards they go up to the coffee shop and have donuts and stuff, but as long as
the best way to work out.
Absolutely, and as long as they bring them up to the office, we're happy. So, but our wellness center, when we opened our new building at the end of 17, we also opened up to the community. So people in the community that are 55 plus can come and have memberships at the wellness center. They can do their physical, occupational, and speech therapy at the wellness center, and we also have a warm water therapy pool, which is pretty cool. I'm the only one in the community, not only you can do therapy in it, or you can just work out in it. So a really cool really the structure to kind of highlight the programs we already had in place, but it's a neat building. So I encourage people to come out on the 13th and check it out, or come get a membership and hang out with the girls down in the wellness center. So,
Awesome. And when I worked there, employees could use it. Is that still the case, or how does that
So,
work?
Yep, employees and spouses. That's one of the benefits of working at the UP home is they can use the wellness center 24/7. So
Awesome. Cool.
share more. And I feel like I need to say another thing that we have on campus.
I thought you meant you were you say you felt like you need to go work out now.
Well, I do, but we also, another cool program that we have on our campus is our daycare. So a lot of people, I think most people in the community realize, but when I tell people we have a daycare on campus, they're like, oh, like adult day. And I'm like, no, we have kids hanging out on campus with us. So
Yeah.
we've had our daycare on campus since I think 89.
Yeah.
So that's a cool, it's a cool piece of just our campus in general, but also from an employee benefit standpoint. Both of our kids went through daycare there, and you went to daycare
I went
there
to
back in
daycare
the
there.
day.
Yeah, my mom used to work at the UP home, and I went to daycare there, and my kids, and my husband had a couple of his grandmas live at the UP home, and that I'm honestly was so cool working there, having my kids there, and being able to see his grandparents, which you normally, maybe wouldn't see as often as we did. So, that interaction was super cool. And even before I worked at the UP home, Dalton went to daycare there, and I would always love going to like Fairway. And my son was like 3, and he'd run up to people like
Random
in their
people.
80s. And I'm like, oh, like, who is this? And they're like, their friend from daycare, So
Yeah.
that intergenerational love is pretty cool.
It is cool. Yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the daycare. So
Yes.
Now I think I'm done, though.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. All right. Nick, do you want to tell us about the national days? And
Yeah, so National Day is August 31st. It's National Matchmaker Day. Have either of you guys played Matchmaker for a friend?
I try to, but I've yet to be successful.
I feel like it never goes well.
No.
I got set up on a blind date once. I talked about air fryers for about 15 minutes, which goes to show how good of a date it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's also National Diatomaceous Earth Day. Apparently, it's a rock that we're supposed to. Is that diatomaceous?
Appreciate
it.
That looks exactly like diatomaceous.
Okay. Yeah. So it's apparently there's a rock that we're supposed to really appreciate today.
I think you should try saying it fast 5 times is what I think you should do.
No.
Aaron,
put it-
you interested?
He thought about it.
I
Put it in
know.
like full bold to make it easier for me to like.
Diatomaceous.
Yeah, I'm just glad you didn't ask me to read that. I would have fell over.
All right, so now it's time for the birthday game. So for our audience and for you too, the birthday game is I put a celebrity whose birthday is today up on the screen, and you have to guess their birthday. If you're within 3 years, you get a point. If you get it right on, you get 2 points. The tiebreaker, whoever has the most dead-on answers, that's the tiebreaker. I will need that blue pen. I realized
Okay.
I gave it to you earlier. And now I can't keep score.
So
Guess their age.
I'm most interested in what we win.
Oh, those little trophies. We've added those.
Wow. Wow.
It's got to be pure
Pure gold.
plastic. Yeah, gold.
So our first celebrity for today is Richard Gere.
Here.
Here.
Yep.
Pretty.
Now you're showing your age.
My best friend's wedding. Seeing that? No,
All right.
maybe not.
Pretty
Woman,
And
for
then what
sure.
else?
There you go.
I haven't seen
He's
that
been in
one.
lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's his birthday today. So how old do you think Richard Gere is? Do you want to play along, Bailey?
I'll
Actually-
start. Yeah, I'll say Richard is 65.
Oh man. All right, I'm gonna go with 68.
I was going to say 72. So
Well, he's 73. So you're the one.
That
I
wasn't
work
even
in a
a
retirement
guess.
community. I mean, come on. No, just kidding.
Nice job, Aaron. Aaron with the point.
So next up we have Chris Tucker from comedy movie Friday with Ice Cube. Stand-up comedian. I don't know what else he's done. More famous than in the 90s.
I always had to think about how old I am and put it in perspective because I had to remember, like, I'm not 25.
Right.
Right? So,
You're not 25?
no.
Oh, then I'm not 22. All right.
Fun fact, I'm 22.
There you go.
right.
So
Thanks for
that
making
helps.
us feel old.
Yeah.
No?
All right, you go first.
I'll say he's 48.
52.
54.
He is 51. So
All right.
and you get a point.
You get a point too.
I
Right?
think everyone gets a point on that one.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone
Because
gets
you have to be within 2.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
within 3. So yeah, within 3.
3. Okay, good.
Next up, we have Zendaya. Where'd she go? There she is.
Whew.
So
this is where
one
I have
will
a hard
help.
time.
Being young will help on this one.
I'm gonna
Being
say
22.
ooh, I don't want to go too high because she was on Disney Channel when we were kids.
My first celebrity crush, yes.
So what if she was on Disney Channel like 10 years ago? I'm gonna say she's 26
Okay.
because Selena Gomez is 26.
I feel like I've just. I feel like I've just.
Oh boy.
She was on the episode, I think last episode.
Oh my
She was on it.
gosh.
She was 30.
I'm gonna stick with 26.
Okay. I'm gonna go with 29.
Oh, 24.
She is 26. So you-
Oh, nice job.
Anyone else get points? So this last celebrity, let's see. Diana, you have 2 points. Erin has 3 points. And Bailey, you have 3 points. So we're tied going in.
I really want this
last
first
Neck
one.
and neck.
celebrity, we have Dr. Phil.
Wow.
I don't think is an actual doctor.
It doesn't really look like he's aged. I don't think through the years.
That's
bet-
true.
I bet he has some means to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay.
I'll say 74.
Yeah. Let's go. 75.
I'm going to say 69.
He is 72.
Okay.
So that means another point for everyone again. So looks like Bailey and Erin, you guys have tied.
Do I have to fight over the trophy?
guys-
You guys, you guys
We're in luck.
actually, yeah, I think Bailey wins because you had the right on.
I was gonna
with,
say.
Zendaya.
Yeah, all
Our
right.
guest, our guest technical director wins this round of the birthday game. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. We have a birthday shout out, put it in the chat, and we'll shout it out next episode.
Yeah.
Which will be a best of show that I'm producing tomorrow. It'll be pre-recorded, but there will be a show on Friday. Just no guest host will be stuck with me.
All right. Sounds good.
What's going to be your sign off?
That's a good question.
Should have been thinking about that.
All right. Yeah. Well,
That'd be something iconic.
something iconic.
No pressure, though.
Like, thanks for joining us on Washington Live.
I think that'll suffice.
Thanks for joining us on Washington Live. Please like, follow, and share. Share suggestions in the chat or email at washingtonialive@gmail.com. And I've enjoyed being your guest host, Diana Rich, today and having Erin with us. And I guess we'll see you soon. Thanks.